Good morning, chat. Oh man, I'm so tired. Give me a second. I need to set up screen capture. Bigger. There we go. Get enough sleep? No, I didn't. I pretty much passed out immediately after a stream. Well, okay, that's not true. Maybe like 10 minutes after a stream. Yeah, I'm doing okay. You could probably tell from my horrible voice right now. Oh man. Get rid of Windows Update real quick. Because we need internet for this one. My trusty little PowerShell script that I wrote. There we go. I was learning Linux today. Yeah, you mentioned that. Very, very nice. Right. Let's give it a little what's the word I'm looking for? A little preview of what we're looking for today. What we're looking at today. So, this was actually sent my way earlier this week, and I already posted about it on Twitter actually. And Eric Parker made a video on it, and apparently quoted my tweet in it, or at least as a source. They didn't show the tweet. So, this was sent my way from Shiro from Neurocord. Basically, what happened was I need to find a screenshot. Right, hang on. Let me just save this image and then edit it. We can hide the names. Tools, image editor, open image file. What? Oh, there we go. Copy file. Right. So this is basically what happened. Well, first of all, Shiro of course knows this is a scam, but he thought I'd be interested, so that's why they sent it my way. So, yeah, it was a hacked account, and I assume this person was originally legitimate before they got hacked. That's why I have their name censored. Basically what went down was like, hey, this is not new, by the way. My friend and I are doing a project for his college, and we need help with our project. If you have time, can you help me? All you need to do is play my game for 5 to 10 minutes and then give me feedback. So this is a very common theme that happens with these Discord social engineering scams. What happens very often is they'll be like, something homework or something school related, and they're like, oh, I just need you to play the game for a little bit, or I need you to test something for a little bit. The previous one I got was well, we have homework that we gotta turn in a few minutes. Can you run this? Just you tell me what you think, and yeah, that'll be it. Thank you. It's usually disguised in a way where it's like hard to tell. But this one is usually what ends up happening was they just send you the attachment. At best, it's on a different site. Now, this one is a little bit more interesting because it's disguised with a full website under Blogspot. This one is under Cakewind, but this campaign has multiple names for their quote unquote game. So yeah, it's pretending to be a side-scroller 2D adventure game based on some history, even though it says it's about cake or something. Let me pull up the original screenshot. I'm not sure if the site is still up. So I have the screenshot prepped at least. Yeah, this is what the website will look like. You go to the actual main page of the website, you'll see that it's like, it's our game dev log, and it's just got one post. If you examine that post, that is exactly what was sent in the Discord chat. And they'll claim that, oh, it's about a game of cake. Now this description is clearly AI written. I mean, you know, just look at it. And the game actually has nothing to do with cake. It's a real game that's on itch.io. I forgot the name of it, but apparently this campaign has been running since like, I want to say late last year or early this year, and all of them use the same game screenshots, just with different titles and different description. But what ends up happening is, first of all, all of these screenshots you see, they're actually hosted on itch.io. So, you know, because this is a real game, or the game that they're showing is a real game. It's just under a real name. I forgot what it's called. Anyways, so you can see that it's like, oh, this is a student project. Some features have been scaled down. Even this important notice is lifted from the original game description. You can actually look this up, I believe, through Google Lens or something. Google reverse image search, you'll find it. Anyways, so yeah, the screenshots are hosted on itch.io, and of course, it is pretending to be itch.io, even though it's hosted on Power by Blogger. You can tell by the download button format. This is what the download would usually look like on the itch.io website. It's got this red and file name and the file size. And first of all, let's also examine the file that was sent that ends up getting downloaded. This is called, you can see that's just Cakewind the game v32.7zip. It's not even RAR. The download claims it's supposed to be an RAR of 82 megabytes, when in reality it's like 29 megabytes, and the file name isn't even right. It's not RAR either. So I did a quick investigation on this and wrote up about it, but I didn't actually spend too much time on it. I pretty much sure sent this my way. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna spend like 30 minutes looking at it, and that's it. I figured we can take a look at this a little bit more. Now, we extract here. So they are very clever, and in the fact that they actually password protect their archives. And as you can tell from the screenshot that was sent my way, they didn't include this password, did they? Oh yeah, by the way, the only reason, the fastest way Shiro was able to debunk whoever this was with their birthday meme. Anyways, so what ended up happening is they're very clever, and instead of just sitting around waiting for you to open the thing, what they'll do is they'll sit around and wait until you actually download the file, and then they ask for the password, because like they don't give you the password by default. It's only after the victim has downloaded the file, and then you asked, then they're gonna ask, then they're gonna tell you the password. So Shiro did ask for the password. Right, right, there it is. And the password is cake win beta. So yeah, you're not gonna be able to open the file if you didn't actually ask them for the password. Not that the password is it's hard to crack. You can probably get this in like several hours or even less with a modern GPU. Anyways, so this is the file itself. As you can see, it is this installer icon is from a typical Windows installer executable. And if you look at the signature, it is signed, but is of an invalid cert. I assume they just stole this from somewhere and just slapped it on there. And the description says it's game platform IE60 and file version doesn't even match. It claims to be from Playtech Industries. Now you can see that the file name, they didn't actually bother to remove it. It's just called loader win. Now if you look at this in the IE, you actually see that, oh, it's written in Rust. And what's actually really funny is that it does require OpenGL to render. So I was a little bit taken back when I opened it up. I was like, oh, what's OpenGL doing here? So anyways, before we run it, or rather before we dig deeper, let's run it first. And of course, this requires admin. And what ends up happening is you get this game setup loader, and it's like, oh, let me just install it. And because the way it's written is kind of shoddy, if it can connect to the C2, it just explodes because I believe it's an unhandled exception. If it can, then it should load just fine. But if it can't connect to the server, it's just gonna implode. So the way this works is it's a Rust compiled executable. I'll open up and shoot, I have the file. The problem is I don't think I can open it in this IDA in here. Because I haven't updated the IDA in here. The IDA here is still 8.4. It's probably going to complain about the version. Because the IDA I have on my main desktop is 9.1. Yeah. Yep, I can't. Okay, that means we gotta open the IDB on our actual main machine. Wait a second. Let me make this bigger, and then screen capture. IDA. There we go. Alright, this music is a little too intense. Calm down. Okay, so, yeah, this is a Rust compiled bin. That means naturally you're going to have a hard time. There are some ways you can alleviate this a little bit. What I recommend is, first of all, let's close this actually. And then we create a new IDB because I want to show what it looks like out of the box. And how you would go about dealing with Rust bins, Rust compiled bins. I usually just dismiss this. You can't see it, but wait. Can I make this? No? Okay, it spawns a different window. Can't capture that, it seems. I usually just dismiss this window. You can see it, but it says generating strings. It does regenerate the string table anyways after a little bit, and you can't see this on the bottom left. It's still analyzing, and with Rustbins, everything is statically compiled. All the libraries are within the same file, and that means it's going to be pretty big. The library, the runtime, everything is in there. Think of it as like ahead of time compiled .NET libraries, .NET executables. So it's going to take a little bit to run, and the IDB is going to be pretty big. So for context, the actual file should be around 43 megabytes, and the IDB that ends up getting generated is usually around like 300 something megabytes. It's pretty big because IDA has a lot to store in the IDB. So we'll give it a little bit. It needs to finish running before I can show you what I usually do. In the meantime, we can talk about the actual infra itself. Let's open this back up again. So it's actually have multiple, so the reason, let's first talk about the attribution. So, from the, network capture, you can see that there is this myth prepended, key field header in the, HTTP header. And, if you look it up and look up the, relevant, fake game thing, it was first reported by someone, I forgot. It's from some company, and it was reported actually just a few days before I wrote this. That's where I got the name from, because they named it Myth Stealer. And it's actually being sold underground. So that means there are going to be multiple actors for this. I've seen a few people inaccurately attribute the campaign to like one actor, but no, it's really more like being sold as a think of it like a phishing kit, right? You're gonna have multiple actors using the same thing. But this campaign specifically is pretty obvious because this is the only one that's being spread under this fake game mantra. And some of these are still alive, as you can see. Same thing, just like different name. Yeah, under a pretense of a fake game, yeah. All of them have the same thing. This dommenu.org is the first one I saw. Unfortunately, it's offline now. This was otherwise back in December. This domain also led to a similar looking website. I believe maybe this was like the first campaign, or like the first attempt at it, because like this is the only one that doesn't use Blogspot, or at least in terms of the actual domain. Okay, now it's finished. So let's talk about how I usually go about looking at Rustbins. There are better ways of doing this. I don't take this as like the 100% advice on how to do this. There are tools like Rustbin Info that will give you a quick rundown of what the Rust binary is and what information is in there. There is also Rustbin Info is part of another library that gives you that attempts to like grab all the dependencies from a existing Rust, and then it tries to generate IDA signature so you can use it. I never figured out how to use it though, so I just used Rustbin info to get like a very basic rundown of what dependencies are in there. Now Rustbin info is on Python. It's on the Python package index, so you can just grab it from there. And the Rustbin info gives you a quick rundown of great. Tomo? Okay. I wonder if it's because I'm an older Python version. Let me grab a newer version of Python. If it doesn't work, then I can just show you the output anyways elsewhere. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, there we go. Rustbin info. Oh, this path is not in far yet. Do that real quick. Release. There we go. So yeah, what Rustbin info does at the very minimum is give you some basic info about the Rust package that has been compiled. Hang on, let me just... Really? Sorry, I'm having trouble with my bottle holder. Come on, lock, please. Okay, whatever. Right. So, yeah, it gives you a basic rundown of what Rust version it's using and all the dependency. Now, technically, this is not very this won't be accurate because what you can do is you can just scramble all of these package names in the After Effect, and it'll still work because the way Rustbin info works is if you look at the source code, it basically just does the regex search. So this is technically not going to be accurate, but if the actor actually decide to mess with it, but thankfully they didn't. Now from the blog post I mentioned earlier, the first set of people that posted about it was they knew that they were using the memexec package. Now, we're going to get into that later when we're doing dynamic analysis, but for now, just keep that in mind. But yeah, it gives you like a basic rundown of which Rust version there are as being used. Now, let's get back to IDA real quick. So, while I couldn't get a signature to generate, what we can use at the very minimum is IDA feeds. This, if you had purchased IDA legitimately, where is it? IDA feeds, there is. Give it a little bit. If you have purchased IDA legitimately, you in your package, you're not gonna be able to see this. It's very tiny. Let me see if we can make this bigger. Yeah, if you have purchased IDA legitimately, you will have received a pack of signatures within your download, and from there is a bunch of FLRT signatures that the Hexrace team has made. Unfortunately, well, first of all, fortunately, that includes Rust. Unfortunately, a lot of attackers are usually using newer versions of Rust that come instead of the ones that come bundled with the current version of IDA, because the last time IDA was updated was like a few months ago. So naturally, they're going to be slightly behind. So the best they've got is 1.85. Now, from the dependencies that we gathered earlier, it was compiled using 1.87. So most of the flirt signature is not going to match, but it's okay. We can still use it anyways. So now, naturally, you would only select the ones that match your architecture. So x86 64 Rust. And this thing supports regex, so you can just type that. So what I do is, well, it says it was compiled for using MingW, but what I recommend is that you can just select a bunch anyways. So I'm just gonna select 1.85, and the fun thing about IDA feeds is that usually you would load the flirt signature from file. You can't see it, but it says file load FLRT signature. What you can do here is you can do probe. It's kind of annoying that I can't show you this. I might have to do screen capture. Hang on. Display capture. Do not make it visible. Thank you. I don't want to talk to myself. Okay. So, yeah, what I recommend, so usually you would load the flirt signature from up here, and then you do load file, and then you do flirt signature file, and then you would select which flirt signature you want to load. But there are a lot of signatures. If there are a lot of signatures you want to load at a time, what IDA feeds can do is, first of all, you can do run probe. And what ends up happening is you'll see that it's running through multiple IDA instances, and then using those instances, and then trying to load the flirt signature. And it's going to report how many matches it's made. And it's going to be like, there are this many functions that match. And then what you can do after probing, you can do is apply signatures. If you take a look at the bar up here, you'll see that, these functions are gradually getting populated by the matching a flirt signature. Now, of course, even though we applied like over 1,000 functions, there are how many functions there are? There are 92,744 functions in this binary. So it's only a fraction, unfortunately. Mainly because it's used a bunch of dependencies that aren't included or covered by the first signature. So it can only help so much. Now, the best way you go approaching this is ideally you use you use the tool here. Actually, it's probably faster to just go to their GitHub. Ideally, you'd use Rust-bin sign. What Rust-bin sign is, it gets the binaries, it gets the relevant packages, dependencies from the target binary you're trying to analyze, and it compiles a new Rust binary and then generates a flirt signature from that, and then you can apply it to the Rust binary here. Now, it's very complicated. The main reason why I say it's complicated because you have to use the same platform. You have to build on the same platform, which is not always guaranteed to be possible, unless you just so happen to have like hundreds of different or okay, not hundreds, but like a handful of different VMs that just so happens to have, the same Rust version and the same compiler setup. And build your target, and then you gotta have IDA installed as well, because you need IDA to generate the flirt signature. So this is the main reason I never bothered with this, because it's not the easiest thing to set up. But this could be very helpful if you are doing this on your own. Now, even though I mentioned all that, we're actually not going to be using IDA a whole lot, just because, we don't have a whole lot of useful things that we can look at when most of it is not recognized. But at the very least, what we can do is still take a look at the Rust binaries. It froze. Give it a little bit. Okay, while it's thinking, let's get back to the VM real quick. So know that it's using the memexec package. Let's take a look at this package. That's what I kind of want to do today, is figure out what thing it's calling. I'm not very familiar with Rust, by the way. Yeah, this makes sense. This is still just PE stuff. Load PE into memory. Send the alloc VM. Read, write. Copy sections. Result imports. Invoke entry point. Okay. Now, normally, what you do is try to hook virtual lock for this, or breakpoint it. The problem is Rust is going to call that a lot before you even reach that step. So it's not the most viable. We can still try. Let's take a look at WinAPI. anti-alloc VM. Ooh. Even more annoying because it's calling anti-allocate virtual memory, which almost everything is gonna call. Ooh. Okay. That's not fun. Does call get current process before that though. How do we want to go about doing this? Can we function? Can we spot the relevant function in IDA? I wonder. Because like if we could do that, then it's gonna make it easier. I'm gonna reload using the IDP that I previously had. Okay. That's an improvement. Yeah, make this string a little bit look a little nicer. It's all stuck together. Ah, whatever. Okay, so it calls here. So this is anti-allocate virtual memory. That's just what we want. So, is ASLR on in our binary? It is not. Okay. And is the binary still on where we expect it to be? Yes, it is. What we can do is we can just go here and then set breakpoint. And we just... Okay. There we go. This is where it calls anti-allocate virtual memory. Well, that was easier than expected. Now, since we identified the function, let's go back here and then rename it accordingly. So this is anti-allocate VM. What's the naming convention for us? That. Ooh, we're just gonna call it that. I've heard the same music so many times because every time you update Nikkei, it's gonna play that. Okay, so anti-alloc VM is called twice. What I'm gonna do is plugins, X-ray decompiler options. You can't see this because OBS being poopy. I want to change the line break a little bit. Yeah, there we go. So you can actually see. Is this just Ghidra? No, this is Ida. Okay, I'm not gonna bother naming those. That's fine. Let's go back. Now, if we take a look here, it's gonna... I kind of forgot. Where does NTL VM NTLK virtual memory usually go to? Doesn't not get turned on stack? Let me pull the documents for that. MS docs, NTLK virtual memory. Thank you. Process handle, base address. Oh, right. Okay, let's try that again. So it's here. Follow and dump. There we go. That's. And then we go back to check the source code real quick. Copy sections, resolve import. So that means at the beginning of this is the P is gonna get passed in here. Okay, there we go. It's easier if I just do this. Okay. Now we can dump that. There we go. Easy. That went better than expected. Now, the only reason we got away with that was because the string NTLK virtual memory is not obfuscated. If it were, it's going to take us a little bit more time. Okay, now we load up the binary that just dumped, which is 13 megabytes. I'm expecting this to be another Rust binary. Okay, give it a little bit. Of course, we can also call RESTBin info on this. While we wait. Yeah, I assume this is actually the actual payload itself. Is it also compiled with 187? It is. Damn it. So wait for a little bit for IDA to do its thing. The biggest problem with analyzing in Rust isn't necessarily where things are. It's more so you can't really rebuild the type info without the IDA signature, which makes pseudocode very annoying to look at. Still running. There we go. Generating list of strings. Okay, now we run IDA feeds again. Control Shift F5. And then we select Windows. New follow. A social lubrication. Interesting name. Hello. Okay, run probe. And then we can do this. Apply signature. Oh no, it's still running probe. Oops. I'll give it a little bit. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it did apply it for, like, you know, the most basic Rust runtime stuff, but as you can see, it didn't do much for the actual packages. Fine. I'm just here for the music. I have no idea what you're doing. Wow. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Enjoy yourself. The music is Nikkei soundtrack, by the way. When I say Nikkei soundtrack, I mean, like, there's like hundreds of them. I just have all of them bunched up in the playlist. So, yeah, as you can see, this is the actual payload itself. That's actually a lot more browsers than I was expecting. Usually, he would just, like, target the same 4 browsers. Would you say IDA3 is any good? It's very limited. The main problem with it is you can't run plugins. IDA Home should be pretty good though. The problem is, you know, it's still $300 a year, which not everyone's going to be able to afford. Oh yeah, there you go. They include the source path. Yeah, they just call it Myth. Now I assume the is the C2 hardcode in here? It is. God damn it. That's. We can probably write a detection rule for this, actually. Let's take a look at the. Yeah, it also includes the identifier. Yeah, we can most definitely write a tool for this, write YAR rule for this. Let's write the YAR rule as we go. So I'm gonna cut the network connection off. Disable. Write the YAR rule, shall we? Myth stealer.yar. Actually, hang on. YLS. And then we do error language server. Rename that, thank you. And we reopen it with DScodium. Hello, is my LS loaded or not? Yara. Oh, I installed the wrong thing, of course. Hey. YLS Yara. VS Codium, yeah, it's basically an open source version of VS Code, because VS Code itself contains proprietary binaries from Microsoft, and this one doesn't. Was the search window open? What search window? Oh, you mean this? Oh, that's Control Shift P. You can also get that out from that. Just adding a little that simple. Okay. Let me grab a Yara rule template that I have. Malware yar cursor is AI powered fork of VS Code that someone else made. Insert date. Oh, okay, fine. Strings, instruction. Does this have the relevant Malpedia family? Hang on. I haven't updated my Malpedia library in a little bit. Let me grab that real quick. It's downloading at like 1 megabytes per second. Thanks, Malpedia server. Let's just go to Malpedia itself. Okay, there's no relevant Malpedia family yet. Guess I'll ignore that field. And then we grab the actual dump itself. And get file hash. I'll go MD5. Thank you. Lowercase UID. Yeah, go to Yara Hub for this. Abuse.ch. Yara FI. Login. Yeah, they still haven't fixed the weird redirect behavior. It's fine. Give me a UUID I can use. Thank you. Now we can actually start writing some rules. Okay, so technically you can use this as a rule, but I don't recommend it because you're gonna need regex for this. But for the purpose of education, I'll show you guys how regex works and why you might not want to use it in Yara. So to use regex, you enclose the expression with /, and this is 8 characters. You can just do A to Z, 0 to 9, or uppercase if you want, because you never know when it's going to change to uppercase. And A to Z, 0 to 9. And this would be how you use regex in the most basic sense in Yara rule. I don't recommend this though, because depending on the regex expression you wrote, regardless of the expression you write, it's going to take significantly longer than a regular string match. So ideally, you don't even go for these. Now in the source, in the path, because it included the miss source, what I can do is I can just this, and then we can do module parent module child. So I would probably do 2 of let's do 2 of module parent to and 2 of module child. Oh, right. This is not ideal, mainly because there aren't enough strings to work with. What could end up happening is they could just change or drop like 2 of these strings, and it's gonna fail. That's why we also need other indicators. But at the very least, we can do this, and then let's get back to here. I want to see what's near this for the browser stealer part. Check Discord. Oh, actually wait. Target's Litecore as well? Really? Hang on. What's Litecore again? It's a client, right? Yeah, it's a mod Discord client. If it targets Litecore, does it target desktop? Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so it only targets Discord then. Or I mean, Litecore. Yeah. Targets the all the 3 different official Discord clients of varying beta level and Litecore itself. Interesting. It's hard-coded profile directories. Oh my god. So like if you have multiple Chrome profiles, and if your profile number exceeds 5, I guess it just won't grab it. Really? Surely not. Really? Wow, that's a horrible implementation. Sure. Yeah, is this even useful against the background protected credentials? Error while decrypting. Yeah, it does. What is this string? What? Hang on. Okay, that's an interesting string we can use to match. Or any of string. You guys can't see this. Okay, before we continue, I need a restroom break. Okay. Oh, ad's still playing. Chat, I just saw a really funny string. I'm waiting for the ad to finish before I switch the string back. Okay. What cracked me up was this. Oh no. We're definitely using that string. Okay. What does this mean? Is it just foreign language? Oh, it's son of a bitch in Turkish, apparently. Huh. Yeah, I guess they love to swear in their v20 decrypt. I started using winget after switching to Windows from Linux. I actually don't use winget. I use scoop because like I prefer most of the packages to be not installed. Like the way scoop does it is most of the packages they have, they're installed in a way that's like that's portable and doesn't require admin privilege because it's installed under your user directory. I never tried music production on Linux though. That sounds like a pain. Most of my plugins would probably not work. Which library is this that requires... Hang on. Did they yoink this from somewhere? Oh, they didn't. Huh. Okay, that's another one that we can use. There's a bridge thing that I found it buggy. Yeah. I mean, there's also going to be added latency when you use a bridge anyways as well. Hyper-V up instead. Yeah. My DAW of choice has a Windows and Linux port. That's good. Oh, it has a VM check. Checks.sys. Yeah, a bunch of hard-coded usernames. I only recently found what a DAW is. Yeah, it's digital music workstation. Digital audio workstation, sorry. I wasn't thinking. Yeah, all of these are hardcode usernames against common test machines. I mean, I guess while I'm here, let's talk about this. So if you aren't aware, many of these sandboxes have the same username that is used across sessions. So WAG utility account, that's for Windows Sandbox. I have not heard of this Janet Van Dyne thing. Let's see what this is. Oh, apparently that's just a common placeholder name, like Jane Doe. Huh. I'm not sure where Abby is from. John is typically used on John PC. John PC, I believe, is used by... Which sandbox uses John PC, actually? I forgot. It's on... Yeah, I think that's Barstolo. Yeah. I believe it's John PC and Walker PC. That's most common on BT sandboxes. I use that on my analysis VM. Yeah, John is like a very common name for sandboxes to anti-sandbox process to look against. That's partially why some malware might not run on your analysis environment. Most of these, though, most of these are edge cases. I've never heard of most of these. I'm pretty sure these are just the names they just want to exclude for some reason. But yeah, also checks against all these VM drivers. We had a problem once. I don't think it was matching usernames. It could be a variety of different things because, like, you know, there are tons of ways you can check against whether or not you're running in VM. Anyways, so these are all VirtualBox. Oh, these are VirtualBox actually. These are VMware. I'm not sure if there are any for any of these are for Hyper-V. Anyways, yeah. These are Bitcoin addresses, right? Hang on. Bitcoin address format. God. I don't usually. What do I use for my VM? So I don't usually talk about my testing environments for obvious reasons when I do this professionally. But basically use anything you want, really. Just be aware of when things are poking around. I never liked VirtualBox personally. Mainly because it feels like Oracle isn't really maintaining it anymore. It's just kind of sitting there. I know they just recently got a logo update, but still. I was using QEMU, KVM on Linux. Now I don't know what to use. Yeah, I mean KVM is KVM and QEMU is kind of the go-to. I actually prefer that, especially if you're on Linux, because it's pretty much as clean as it gets for the child, for the guest system. VMware is free now, yeah. Well, quote unquote free, as in like free of price. Yeah, it's free now. They made it free a little while ago. So usually with my VM environment, I usually add a few more things to throw attackers off. I won't talk about it in detail, of course, but you know, you can don't be afraid to customize your environment a little bit. This is initial check-in. Oh. Literally on me. The VM environment? Yeah. You don't have to use Windows out of the box. You can add your things. To throw attackers off a little bit more. BOK124. Hang on. One thing I like to use when I'm not, when I don't have resources that are exclusive to paid members, is I just search up the string on GitHub. It's actually pretty good for most part. So I wonder how it's doing the app-bound encryption bypass. I mean, there are tons of methods for it now. I'm just curious. Oh. Apparently they just used the hard-coded AESN Chacha 20p for this now. I mean, that's significantly easier than having to call the elevation service. I assume this key can be changed whenever, though. Well, that's a significantly easier way of bypassing the app-bound encryption. Guess people just found out the key never changes, huh? Okay. Let's do... I feel like 2 is enough, right? What are the odds of this matching, 2 of them matching in unrelated binaries? Yeah, it should be fine enough. Format. Thank you. Oh, now here's the tricky part. Can I write an instruction-based YAR rule for this? It's gonna be very difficult with Rust. I feel like a string-based matching would be more reliable than writing an instruction-based one. Oh, I guess they're just that's another way of doing it. Tracing it from Google Crash Handler. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna write an instruction-based one. I don't think it's gonna be very effective. Parallel SQL connection. There's another one. Okay. We're gonna add that though. Let me increase that to 40. Music was a little too tense there. Fail to write whole buffer. No. No, I think that's good enough actually. Will the VOD stay up? It's 3 a.m. I'm gonna go to bed now. Yeah. I feel ready to go to bed. Thank you for stopping by again. Have a good night. There's one thing I want to check before we wrap this up, though. It's the what does it use to handle its? How does it format its packets? Wait, what show exec? What? Huh? Let's breakpoint and show exec to see what it's trying to call. Right, it implodes, of course. So there was a report of it actually setting up persistence as well, but I don't believe I observed that in my case. Yeah, I never did on my machine. So this is pretty much an execute once and done deal. Okay. Try to get Proton Pass on my iPhone. It can't. It needs iOS 16. I actually didn't know that. Huh. Okay. Let me grab my Stuck on 15.8. Damn. Unfortunate. Let me hide this real quick. Thank you. I like the song. Okay. And now we go to what was it? Git abuse.ch. Thought about getting to replace my iPhone. You know, new or mini I can get off eBay. I still need to replace my iPhone battery. Try this again. There we go. I'm glad I'm not sharing my screen. My API key is about to be leaked again. Thanks, yeah, thanks, BCH. Great design. Like, this is so stupid, right? Okay, not stupid, but like, it's not very stream friendly. Right? If you look at this, why can't I just... Why is the Yara upload page on the same page that shows your personal info? That part's whatever. I have it shown elsewhere already. But like, you know, if I had this filled in, you know, it would be shown. That's not good. Okay. iPhone 13 mini is a decent price range. 14 is a little high for me. I'm probably gonna hold out buying a new iPhone. First of all, I don't use iPhones that often anyways. Second, I much prefer if they re-released a mini-sized iPhone. Which I have a feeling they're not too thrilled to do. Go. Let me upload the rule on our GitHub. Okay, push. There we go. It's on our GitHub now. Okay, now, of course, you can spend a little bit more time on investigating the infrastructure as well. Probably not gonna do too much of that here. I guess we can take a quick look. Has this been marked yet? No, it hasn't, really. But yeah, it's being hosted on, there's not a whole lot here. Yeah, it's being hosted by Contentful. Wow, this game still has 0 detection? Really? Interesting. Before we wrap this up, actually, we should probably write a rule for the loader itself, now that I think about it. Problem is how we're gonna do that. Surprising that it's still got 0 detection after all this time. It's been like a week since I posted about it. Grab a new UUID. I guess the best we can do is just all of them. It's probably safer than 2. Which makes this a not very good rule. Yeah, that's the best we can do, honestly. Pretty much if they change any of the strings, it's gonna fail. Oh. Okay. So the rules are now on. Well, no, not all. Git push. Okay, now it is. It's on our GitHub now. I got my SD for like $100 $200, 128 gigs. If I can do around that range, I'm good. I don't think you can even get 12 mini at that price, can you? Close out this. Gonna close out this as well. Okay, so I think that's it. We're done with today's segment. We upload the rules on our GitHub, and it's also now on YARFI. We did a quick look on it. We saw that it was specifically targeting browsers and Discord. And it was also looking for clipboard data, including Bitcoin addresses. It doesn't have persistence, which is kind of curious. I think I saw the other blog post that does. I didn't see it now. You can get a 12 mini with 212 gig, 128 gigs for 180 in red. Well, that's pretty good. Good to know that my 12 mini is pretty outdated. That's okay though. Battery's awful though. I haven't replaced it yet. Okay, that should be it. Now, I did say we're gonna do something else after stream, or after the malware part. So I'm gonna do that I'm gonna set that up real quick. For peeps on YouTube, I'm gonna end the stream now, and another stream is gonna go up on YouTube shortly. You might have to check back in about a minute or two. For those on Twitch, the stream is gonna cut for a little bit. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.